everyone, welcome to the garage. I haven't done any videos, it's been a bit quiet for the last couple of weeks. I've had quite a few things on, not all work related, so I haven't really done a great deal recently. I've also had, I've been waiting on a lot of things. My compressor died, so I've been waiting for that. New one's turned up, that turned up a week late, so I'm a week behind with the paint now. These things happen. It's not a customer vehicle. I'm not. If it was a customer vehicle, then I'd have done something else to get it done, even if it meant sending it out for paint. I'd have got it done one way or another. Yeah, what else am I waiting for? Customer vehicle to come in. That's what I'm waiting for. I've got a Series 3 Land Rover coming in with a potentially catastrophically knackered engine. It's an unfortunate thing because it's not long since it had a rebuild last year, this engine, and it popped a core plug out. Not a big problem. Pop it in. It was the middle of winter. Well, no, towards the end of winter actually. Pop the core plug back in, but what I think's happened is when it popped the core plug out, the guy didn't notice until it was he noticed the gauge was right down. After he'd been driving it for quite a while, so I think it's overheated. Yeah, when you put water in it now, it just pisses the water out of the dipstick. Put water in the radiator and it comes up out of the dipstick. So, which wouldn't be, which isn't it? That could just be a head gasket. It could be the cylinder head. But the problem is, the garage he took it to then left it sat for it's been nearly 4 weeks now, full up to the top of the dipstick with water. All brand new bottom end in that. Brand new bottom end, brand new camshaft, new wings, no, it didn't have new pistons, that one, if I remember rightly. It had new gudgeon pins, every single bearing, everything. So all that now, just be sat in water for 4 weeks. Right, anyway, I digress. That is a future video coming up. That should be getting delivered tomorrow. So it's Friday, tomorrow should probably be next week. That'll be a video coming up. Sorry, I'm rabbiting on again. Right, today's mission is fitting the windscreen. I've got one in there, and I'll show you. This is how I do it. As always, it's how I do it. It's you do it how you want to do it. Other people's got their own things, but yeah, what you're going to need is this is a galvanised screen, freshly galvanised. So you're going to need to re-drill all the little holes out. What I did, because these come with these are the original screws, so you can get that in focus, tiny little things, and it's these ones, I believe. These are the closest I could get to them. You can see they're more or less the same, more or less identical in size. But a couple of the holes was I knew this when I took the screen out originally and undid all the little retaining bits that go all the way around it. But a couple of the screws literally just dropped out because the holes was too big. So I drilled the holes out a little bit bigger, so they're all the same size. We haven't got a mix match of screws. So they're the screws that I've got. They're as close as you get, as close as I could find, should I say, to the original size screw. So it's on there, you can see it. They would ordinarily do the job perfectly fine, but I've now gone slightly bigger screw. It's quite a bit bigger actually, but that's how big the holes were, that's how big the holes had worn out to. So that's what I've had to go with. You can see it's quite a bit bigger. But they do the job. Once they're all in, they won't look out of place or anything like that. As long as they're all the same, then it'll just look fine. And they are, I'll take that out of there, you're not looking at it upside down. That size. If I just put it on there, you can see it, you don't need me to tell you. Right, it's, yeah, 3.5 to 13 mil. Simple enough. You're going to need, I use this is just from Toolstation, it's double-sided foam tape. 25 mil I think this one is. It's varying different widths. I've just happened to have got this. It's a good size because that half of this does round the strip, and I'll show you why in a minute. What are you going to need as well? Some sort of sealant. Not 100% necessary, but I prefer to use it. This is the Pure Reflex stuff, good stuff that. It's black as well, so. Right, so I'll get the camera up a bit higher, so you better see what I'm doing. Right, so obviously you need your windscreens, you need to make sure you've got all these. What I'd do is I'll go around and make sure they all line up with the holes before I go and put the windscreen in, before I put any of them in, and then you're getting the right ones, because that one, although it looks the same, the holes are in a slightly different position to that side. So yeah, that one goes on the bottom there, that one on the top, that one on the side. Move that knife out of the way. Yeah, I'll come around to that in a minute. Right, this stuff, this double-sided stuff. I'm going to check you've got you in view there. Yeah, we're all good. The reason why I use this wider stuff is because you can't get precisely 12.5mm locally. Well, I couldn't get. I'm sure you can get it from somewhere. So cut that off there, like so. Start from this end and cut that straight down there, like that. I said this is just from Toolstation. It's really good stuff. I use it for sticking on number plates and everything. And then that goes on that side. What we'll do, that's a cleaner edge there, so we'll put that on there like that. It'll get trimmed if it sticks out anyway. Do the bottom first because the bottom is slightly longer. If you do the top first, because it's shorter, you then have to extend a bit down here. It's not long enough. So pull that off of there like so, and a bit more. I suppose you could just use 10mm wide stuff, you know, it'd do the job. It's only a couple of millimeters. In fact, you could just get away with 10mm stuff, really. You don't have to mess around with this like this, but I've got it, so I use it. The sealer stuff take up the extra 2mm anyway. The sealer stuff's not 100% necessary. Right, just while I'm thinking about it, I'll tell you why that in a minute. Just don't overlap like that, because it puts a little high spot in there. Increased chance of cracking your screen, so just take that out. Right. Yeah, if you're doing an off-roader, there's purely an off-roader, you stand a big chance of smashing screens and stuff like that. So you're going to end up swapping around. Don't have to use that. This will seal it. And to do it even more, you can leave that backing, because this is double-sided. You can just leave that on there. Put your windscreen in. I would recommend peeling it off, but you don't have to. Alright, let's get all this off. And I'll show you why you need the silicone in a minute as well. Oh, it's getting hot in here. This is the trickiest bit of the whole bloody job, getting this stuff off. Drives you nuts. Right. Yeah, these windscreens, they weren't cut using exact science. They was cut in a roundabout sort of way. So you'll see how sticky this stuff is now. Go on, you bugger. Oh. So it's really sticky stuff. I use this for, like I said, number plates and everything. Right, that's that in. As you might well be able to see, I'll see if I can get you. There's a massive gap all the way round. It wasn't. They didn't use exact science when making these windscreens, and that's why this stuff comes in handy. What this will do, obviously, the windscreen's it's not going to leak. It's got that stuff all the way around it, but there's a chance it can, with vibration and stuff like that, start moving around and stuff. So this is you fill the gap in all the way around there like that. Once this is set, the windscreen's not going to move anywhere. It's going to stay exactly where you've left it. Let me just wipe this off. See if I've got enough left in this tube to do this all the way around. This screen, this side's not too bad. That other side was around, it's at the right gap. Yeah, I decided to do a video. I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I decided to do one. I looked on, had a quick search on YouTube, and I just read there isn't really any videos covering it on there, so just in case anybody is stuck, it's fairly simple stuff, but sometimes the simple stuff's the hard stuff for other people. Right, that's that. Don't have to sod about smoothing it out or anything like that. Now you can put your strips on. And bizarrely, the smaller screws come in the bigger box. What's that all about? The same amount in there. If you get them all in before you tighten them up, just so you know all the holes are going to line up, and you're not going to bend it and twist it. Any of the sealer shite that squirts out down the side, leave it for now. Don't try and wipe it straight off because you'll just smear it everywhere. The best thing to do is just leave it till it goes off, and then just use a stone knife and cut it out. Like I said, this side, putting the sealer around this side, it's not to stop the water as such. It's when it sets, it's to stop the screen from moving. Alright, now I can tighten all them up. I suppose you can just use ordinary sealant or whatever, but that stuff, it bonds a bit as well. See how that's just squirted up there? I'll leave that to dry. If I just try and wipe that now, all it's going to do is smear it. Where are we? That bit. And it does get everywhere, this stuff, if you're not careful. Don't forget as well, when you've to put your wire in, I've buried it in the silicone there. I probably would have been better off just not burying it, to be honest, in case it needs to come out again. Just saves a job cleaning it later, but I suppose it holds it in there. That's for the that wire's for the interior light, by the way, just in case you're wondering how to get a. I don't know if all Land Rovers had interior lights fitted, but if you're wanting to run a wire up to the ceiling, that's probably up to the ceiling, up to the roof. That's probably the easiest way to do it. You take that trim panel off there and just run the wire up the centre of the windscreen. All you need is a live wire running up there, and obviously you've got your earths, your body panels, so you can put yourself in a light in if need be. God, these screws seem to be taking forever. You
can just use an electric screwdriver on this, it'll probably be a lot quicker, but mine's a bit big and bulky and I don't want to whack it off the screen. And then this final trim bit goes on there. Yeah, that's like I said, I think it's Tool Station. To get this stuff from. It's really good. You can get all different widths of it. It's really strong, sticky stuff. So, like I says, I use it for number plates and everything, and you can't pull it off. Once the number plates are on there, they're on there. 1, 2, 3. I probably could have just skipped this a bit, but yeah, I don't, in case you haven't noticed, I don't really mess around editing videos that much or anything like that. You get what you get. Yeah, anything that comes out, just leave it to dry. You'll be chasing it around all day long. And that one goes on there, where the thinner stuff comes in handy. Just to stop it rattling around. Fills the gap. There's a bit of a gap up there. I'll show you in a second. Scissors might have been a bit easier to use on this. When you put this on there, you see there's a bit of a gap there, so just put a bit of that down there. And now I've just wiped some of that. That'll do. To clean this up, this trim up, all I've used is, if I can get hold of it. Oh, for God's sake. Fingers don't quite work as well as they used to nowadays. Right. I sound like an old man. What was I saying? God, I am an old man, I can't even remember what I was saying. Wow, we are getting old. I literally can't remember what I was saying. Oh well. Oh well. I'm going to just give that blade there. Ah, yeah, cleaning these up, that's what I was saying. That took a while, didn't it? Cleaning these up, I've just used some of that Scotch pad to clean them up. Probably could get them on a buffing wheel and they can come up like new, but it's peeling this backing off, this bastard. Ah, horrible stuff, it don't want to come off. Right, there we go, there's one side done anyway. But to sort of stab into it and be a bit violent with it. That's that. Right, sorry about that. Make sure your wire's not snagged in there, and that's in there like so. Everything lines up, job's done. You're done. Screw that in. And your windscreen's ready to go back on. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. Heated screens, if you're putting heated screens in, it's exactly the same process, except if you've got a couple of extra wires coming actually off the screen itself. I did consider putting heated screens in this one, but they're like £400 for a set of heated screens, and this Land Rover is more than likely not going to be getting used in winter much. So that's that one on the floor. I thought, no, it's a bit of a, why would you? Right, that's it, done. They're not moving nowhere. All this stuff, you can wipe it off as and when. All you need to do now is, I don't know if this blade will be sharp enough now, is just go around any of the foam seal stuff that's sort of protruding out, squashed out. If it's squashed it out, that's a good sign. It means it's clamped it up when you've tightened it. A couple of little bits, just tightens it up, makes it look a bit better, doesn't it? Right, I'll move you around in a minute and we'll get this fitted onto the Landy. Right, this is obviously, this bit's easier. Right, I don't know if you can hear me from over there. This bit's obviously easier if you've got two people to do it. Yeah, that's it. I recommend two people, but I've only got one today, so. Don't go anywhere. Right. Span 14 or 15, can never remember. Let's take over. It's actually not, it's just what I've got to hand at the second right now. Ooh. Tell you what I'll do. I'll use the proper spanner. Which is 9/16. I've got hooked on something. Oh my god, I can't think, my brain's gone dead. And that's 15, it's not 9/16, is it? Yeah, it is 9/16. So I can use the ring spanner. You can see here I've got a little, well, not a problem as such, I have to keep going around and cleaning up. I've got a little blackbird that's nesting in the garage, but it keeps coming around and leaving me little presents all over the Land Rover, which is lovely. Every day I come in I have to wipe up after it. Yeah, it'd have been easier using a bloody ratchet spanner. Don't tighten these all the way up yet unless you are done and that's it. Don't tighten these all the way up until you've got everything bolted up, because you might need to move the windscreen a little bit. So just go something like, and then you can rest that down there like that. And you've got your wire that'll go through this hole in the bulkhead there. yeah, job's a good one. That's it. Hopefully just a short video. Not the most exciting video on the internet, I will agree, but yeah, I just thought I'd cover it. I did have a quick look, and there wasn't many windscreen videos on. The windscreens, there's videos fitting the whole windscreen, the frame and everything, but nothing actually fitting the glass in. Yeah, that's how I do it. This stuff, if you look online, you see people advertising proper stuff for sealing windows in and stuff like that. All it is that. It's the exact same stuff. This is from Tool Station and it's about £1 a roll, or something. It's not a lot. So yeah, just buy it from there. That's as good as anything you're going to get, dedicated to the job. So same as that silicone stuff. This is the Everbuild Puriflex 40, and it's really good stuff. It bonds extremely well, but still stays ever so slightly flexible, so it doesn't go rock hard. High modulus PU sealant and adhesive over paintable. Again, from, well, anywhere really, literally anywhere. But if you was bonding a windscreen in, like most, in fact just about all, I think all modern cars now have to have a bonded windscreen, then yeah, you need to use the proper stuff. Without a doubt, your windscreen will eventually fall out if it's just held in with that. But yeah, for this, it's perfect for the job. Yeah, I was hoping to have had a video, a few more videos on fitting the sides and the roof and stuff like that. But like I said, on the doors, I've been without a compressor for a week and a half now. So but that is now in. I shall show you. Right, if I courtesy of, well, not courtesy of, I suppose courtesy of my wallet, but yeah, from SGS Engineering, obviously. Says it there. 150 litre, single phase, so it'll run off a 16 amp socket. So yeah, haven't actually used it yet. I've run it up to pressure, done all the stuff you do with a new compressor, and yeah, it's now ready to work. My old compressor is down there. The problem with it was, I think the rings have worn inside the pump. So it's putting oil into the, if you can see that patch down there, I've drained it, and yeah, that's what getting out of it. So yeah, it's putting oil in, which isn't a major problem if you're using power tools and stuff like that with it. You can put a separator on there and you can catch the oil that comes through. It still builds up pressure perfect. It still works perfect in every way other than it's putting oil into the tank. But for paint, that's a definite no-no. You don't want any oil in your paint at all. So yeah, what I might do with that might be a future video. I might take all this off, depending on how the other compressor goes. See, depending on how that one works, I might hook this tank up to it as well, so I've got twin tanks. So that'll give me 250 litres of air, which would be nice. But see how well the other one copes, see how well it keeps up. Right, I digress again, as always. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that lot. I fully admit this is probably not the most exciting video in the world. You will notice I have, sorry, nice shot of my hand there. Anybody that watches regular will have noticed the Land Rover is turned round, and everything is plumbed up. We are go for a start, I think, that'll be a video next week. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do it tomorrow. I've got my COVID vaccination tomorrow morning, so yeah, I'll get a chance to do it tomorrow. All I've got to do is probably a couple of hours final checks, and that is go for a start. Fingers crossed that all goes well. Obviously, second-hand engine blocks are always an unknown. Yeah, I don't even know if you can buy the brand new engine blocks anymore. I think you can buy the is it Santana or whatever the make brand it is. I can never remember how to pronounce it. I think you might be able to find the odd one of them floating around, but they're slightly different, so I don't know what the differences are. All I know is they're slightly different. But yeah, second-hand engine blocks are always an unknown. They're difficult to test, to pressure test and all that lot, so hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will be fun flipping dabby dozy. Right, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next week. It's Thursday today, so we'll probably be looking Monday or Tuesday, and I'll do a walk around of the Land Rover that's coming in and show you around the engine in that one, and we'll do a start on that one. See you soon, guys. Bye bye.